A kingdom gilded with gold, where property is more than just a status symbol, it's a means of shaping global power. One man has a fortune so vast that no one can put a price on it, with financial strategies that even large corporations are wary of. But what really goes on inside the world's richest dynasty? Discover 8 facts about how the Sultan of Brunei built an unlikely empire. The last truth will shock you. The Sultan's trillion-dollar throne, power, wealth, control. Imagine a man who doesn't just live like a king, he is the king. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah of Brunei commands a fortune so vast, it redefines wealth itself. His empire is a masterpiece of luxury and power, where money isn't counted, it's orchestrated. Picture this: a gold-plated palace with over 1,700 rooms, a garage filled with 7,000 rare supercars, empire worth over $5 billion, and a lifestyle so exclusive even billionaires seem modest. At 78 years old, he has ruled for over 50 years, with an estimated net worth rumored to be in the hundreds of billions, some say even $1 trillion. But behind the grandeur, a storm is brewing. Recent whispers from Brunei's inner circle have set the internet ablaze. In February 2025, social media erupted with speculation about missing millions, internal power shifts, and secretive financial maneuvers. And then, just last week, the Sultan made an unexpected visit to China, announcing a bold push into AI and future technology, the Star, Feb 25, 2025. This a genius pivot toward economic dominance, or a strategic distraction from deeper cracks within the empire? For those who remember the extravagance of the 1990s, the Sultan's lavish spending is nothing new. His 1996 birthday bash was the ultimate display of wealth, a $27 million celebration featuring a private concert by Michael Jackson. But today, power isn't just about gold and cars, it's about innovation, influence, and health. With free healthcare and education for his people, Brunei's oil wealth has long shielded it from economic concerns. But as global energy shifts toward sustainability, even the richest monarchs must adapt. Studies show that excessive stress, even for rulers, can lead to chronic fatigue, cardiovascular issues, and mental strain. Maintaining absolute control over a nation for 5 decades isn't just a political feat, it's a biological one. They sat on fine leather chairs, trimmed in sparkling gold, custom-made like modern-day thrones, helping prevent neck pain and spinal fatigue caused by long hours of governance. Even billionaires and CEOs invest in posture-correcting seating to support peak cognitive function. Because in the world of power, even a well-designed chair can be a strategic advantage. As if the stakes weren't high enough, rumors swirl about a royal wedding in 2025. A spectacle of diplomacy, diamonds, and dynastic strategy, or a carefully crafted shift in the power structure. Will this be another multi-million-dollar event, or the first sign of a new era in Brunei's leadership? If you had limitless wealth, how would you shape the future? Drop a comment below. This story is just getting started. If you think birthdays for the super rich are all about expensive bottles of wine and fancy parties, think again. In 1996, the Sultan of Brunei blew $27 million on an incredible birthday bash that included Michael Jackson, a giant stadium, and a feast that could feed the entire city. The Sultan's $27 million party, luxury, power, secrets. In 1996, when Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah turned 50, he didn't just celebrate, he staged a spectacle of excess that rewrote the rules of luxury. This wasn't just a birthday bash, it was a 2-week-long national festival, a $27 million statement that money has no limits when you own an empire. For those of us who remember the glitz of the 80s and 90s, this was the ultimate throwback, a king flexing so hard the world couldn't look away. Brunei, a tiny dot on the map, became the epicenter of power and prestige. The Sultan didn't just book a venue, he built a stadium. Colossal structure of steel and gold, seating 60,000 guests, all hand-picked from the ranks of royalty, presidents, and Hollywood's elite. Even Prince Charles made an appearance, drawn into the gravitational pull of one of the richest men alive. And the grand finale? The king of pop himself, Michael Jackson, performed 3 private shows. Price tag? A staggering $17 million, enough to buy a fleet of luxury jets. But to the Sultan, this was just another night of indulgence. After the spectacle, The Sultan invited 3,000 of his closest VIPs to a banquet so extravagant it redefined decadence. Caviar towers, champagne rivers, and a private MJ encore. Gold medals for every guest. Because why give party favors when you can give treasure? $27 million burned in an instant, enough to buy 90 brand new Ferraris. But for the Sultan of Excess, this was mere pocket change. His personal garage? A fleet of 600 Rolls-Royces, 450 Ferraris, and 38 Bentleys. A collection so vast it makes Jay Leno's look like a toy set. Not everyone was cheering that night. Behind the scenes, some Bruneians grumbled. Millions were burned while they struggled under his rule. But the Sultan knew how to play the game. He hiked civil servant salaries and threw free MJ concerts for the masses. A benevolent ruler? Or a master strategist? You decide. After all, when you control billions, every detail, even the chair you sit in, matters. What comes next? That night wasn't just a memory, it was a message. A man this powerful with this much wealth doesn't just fade into history. And rumor has it, 2025 has something even bigger in store. What happens when a trillion-dollar titan throws the biggest bash yet? Have you ever seen a $1.4 billion palace? Inside Istana Nurul Iman, nothing is impossible. But this is more than just a mansion, it is the seat of power for an entire dynasty. And the most mysterious thing? Rumor has it that beneath the marble floors there are even more terrifying things. Inside the Sultan's $1.4 billion golden fortress. Step into a world where wealth isn't just a number, it's a kingdom carved in gold, a fortress so vast it makes palaces look modest. Welcome to Istana Nurul Iman, the Sultan of Brunei's $1.4 billion palace, a 49-acre empire that redefines luxury and power. This isn't just a home, it's a statement. A 1,788-room monument that dwarfs New York's largest hotel and boasts a 22-carat gold dome that shimmers under the sun like a beacon of dominance. For those of us who've seen fortunes rise and fall, this is more than excess. It's the stuff of legends. Walk inside, and reality bends under sheer opulence. 5 swimming pools sparkle like sapphires. A banquet hall big enough for 5,000 guests. A private mosque, echoing with the prayers of a ruler who answers to no one. And because luxury knows no bounds, an air-conditioned stable for 200 polo ponies. But that's not all. His garage isn't just a parking space, it's a private museum of over 7,000 ultra-rare cars, from gold-plated Rolls-Royces to custom-built Ferraris, with a collection worth over $5 billion. Even the seats in his luxury cars are engineered for comfort, designed to reduce back strain and enhance posture. Because even royalty values the science of relaxation. And this palace, it's just one of his 150 homes across 12 countries. Here's where things take a turn. Istana Nurul Iman isn't just a playground for the ultra-rich. It's rumored to be a vault of secrets, hidden beneath marble floors and behind 257 bathrooms. Rare jewels, stacks of cash, confidential records, or something more, a hidden world no outsider has ever seen. Since 1984, when Brunei gained independence, this palace has been the Sultan's command center, a billion-dollar symbol of dominance. Every gilded chandelier, every hand-carved wall, every gold-trimmed throne whispers the same message: I answer to no one. For those who've seen Vegas flash and Wall Street swagger, this is a whole new level. The Sultan doesn't just live in excess, he rewrites the rules of wealth. He doesn't fly first class, he pilots his own $400 M private jet with custom ergonomic seats designed for peak endurance. His daughter? She received her own private jet as a birthday gift. His private zoo? Home to flamingos, falcons, and 30 Bengal tigers, because why not? And the real kicker? Rumors of a 2025 upgrade, more gold, more cars, maybe a tower that scrapes the sky. If you love supercars, this collection will blow your mind. With more than 7,000 cars, from gold-plated Rolls-Royces to one-off Ferraris, the Sultan of Brunei owns the most expensive car collection on the planet, a kingdom of speed and class. Inside the Sultan's $5 billion car vault, stepping into a hidden warehouse, a vault of speed and luxury, where every vehicle is a masterpiece and every corner drips with wealth and power. Among the crown jewels, the Bentley Dominator, a mysterious EV built exclusively for the Sultan in the 1990s, each priced at a staggering $4.6 million. And then there's the showstopper, a 24,000 gold-plated Rolls-Royce Silver Spur II, a car so rare and radiant, it reflects the royal light itself. Estimated value? $14 million, a vehicle fit for a king in every sense. But that's just the beginning. Imagine an endless row of Ferrari F40s, each worth $1.5 million, their scarlet bodies gleaming under showroom lights. Or the legendary McLaren F1s, some valued at up to $13.5 million, their gold-lined engine bays built to withstand extreme heat and optimize performance. And let's not forget the Bugatti EB110, a 90s icon of speed, with values ranging from $500,000 to over $1 million. Depending on its rarity and condition, top-tier supercars like the McLaren F1 feature custom-fitted seats designed for spinal support, essential for reducing fatigue during high-speed drives. Luxury vehicles like Rolls-Royces come equipped with massage seats and posture-correcting cushions, ensuring long drives remain effortless, even for royalty. And for those who spend hours behind the wheel, the right ergonomic design isn't just about comfort, it's about maintaining peak focus and performance. Because when you own the world's most exclusive fleet, even the seats are engineered for perfection. The math is staggering. With a total worth exceeding $5 billion, the average price per car is $714,000, a number that seems almost unbelievable. Yet this collection is more than just cars. It's a symbol of dominance, exclusivity, and mystery. Very few will ever lay eyes on this automotive empire, and even fewer will truly understand the power it represents. Ever dreamed of owning your own private jet? The Sultan of Brunei doesn't just have one, he has a fleet. And at its heart is a Boeing 747 named the Palace in the Sky, with an interior covered in gold and crystal. But the best part? Inside the Sultan's $400 million flying palace. When it comes to ultimate luxury and absolute power, few can rival Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah of Brunei. Beyond his jaw-dropping car collection, he commands an elite fleet of private planes. And at the top of that list is the Boeing 747, a jet so extravagant, it's been nicknamed the Flying Palace. A standard Boeing 747 costs around $100 million, but for royalty, that's just the starting point. The Sultan poured an additional $300 million into its transformation, lining the interior with gold accents and elite crystal details, and turning it into a floating palace in the sky. Unlike most billionaires who rely on private pilots, the Sultan flies his own aircraft. One of his prized jets, the Airbus A340-200, is just as lavishly customized and has seen him personally take the controls for international flights. In fact, at the APEC 2017 conference in Vietnam, the Sultan himself piloted the Airbus A340-200, landing it at Da Nang International Airport, a moment that left the public and media in awe. Because for a ruler like Hassan al-Bolkiah, power isn't just owned, it's exercised. Flying a jumbo jet isn't just about skill, it's about endurance and precision. That's why the Sultan's aircraft are engineered for both luxury and well-being. Custom ergonomic cockpit seats designed to reduce neck and lower back strain, ensuring long-haul flights remain smooth and stress-free. Gold-trimmed massage chairs in the cabin, because even at 40,000 feet, relaxation is essential for peak decision-making. Advanced air filtration systems, optimizing oxygen levels and humidity to combat jet lag, a luxury even top executives dream of. After all, when you're controlling billions, your environment must support peak performance. This isn't just wealth, it's a statement. Owning a $400 million private jet is one thing, but flying it yourself, that's a whole new level of dominance. Because in the world of true luxury, it's not just about how much you own, it's about how far you can take it. How much would you spend on a haircut? For the Sultan of Brunei, the answer is $25,000, which includes first-class flights, lavish hotels, and even a private jet just to fly the barber to the palace. The Sultan of Brunei, the story of the world's most expensive haircut. You may have heard about the extravagant tastes of the super rich, but what Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah spends on a haircut will blow you away. It's more than just a beauty treatment, it's a statement of power, a symbol of absolute perfection. Instead of going to high-end salons, the Sultan of Brunei chooses to bring the service to his palace, ensuring that every strand of hair is up to royal standards. According to the Times, he not only hired his own barber from London, but also paid for the entire luxury trip, from first-class airfare worth at least $12,000 to lavish hotels and, of course, a royal-worthy salary. And here's the ultimate in luxury. In August 2009, when the H1N1 flu outbreak hit, the Sultan didn't want to take any chances. He chartered a private jet just to fly his favorite barber to Brunei, bringing the total cost of a haircut to $25,000, the equivalent of a luxury car. But this story is about more than just an expensive haircut. It's about an unimaginable lifestyle where every little detail has to be perfect. When someone is willing to spend the equivalent of a vacation to a 6-star Maldives resort just to get a haircut, you know that this is a level of luxury that very few people in the world can reach. If you had $25,000, what would you spend it on, or on something else? Share your thoughts in the comments. But how does the Sultan of Brunei maintain this vast fortune? The answer lies underground: oil. With 99% of its revenue coming from oil and gas, Brunei's economy operates like a royal money printing machine. Brunei's oil empire, wealth, power, secrets. Beneath the scorching shores of Brunei lies a secret so powerful it transformed a tiny nation into a trillion-dollar dynasty. This isn't a tale of hard work or innovation. It's saga of black gold, an empire built on oil and gas so vast they fueled a royal reign for over 600 years. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah wasn't just born into wealth, he was born into power. His family's dynasty struck gold, liquid gold, when the 20th century unearthed Brunei's crude fortune. For those of us who've watched oil barons shape history, this is the ultimate power play. A king who didn't just inherit riches, but extracted an empire straight from the earth itself. A rewind to the early 1900s, Brunei was a forgotten outpost, struggling on the edge of Borneo. Then came the drills, the gushers, the endless flow of crude, and overnight, this tiny nation, smaller than Delaware, became an energy titan. Oil and gas now account for 99% of Brunei's exports, funneling billions into the royal treasury. By the time the Sultan took the throne in 1967, his family was already swimming in riches, but he took it further. When Britain left in 1984, he seized total control. No colonial overseers, no foreign interference, just him and the oil wells. Officially, his net worth sits at $30 billion, but whispers say hundreds of billions, maybe even $1 trillion, are hidden away. But here's the real twist. This isn't just about money, it's about absolute control. Brunei's economy? His personal piggy bank? Oil rigs? They answer to him alone. Laws? He writes them. Unlike a corporate CEO, the Sultan answers to no one, no shareholders, no market crashes, no political opponents. He's built a financial fortress, untouchable by recessions, OPEC, or global sanctions. To keep power intact, the Sultan provides free education, universal healthcare, subsidized housing. But don't be fooled, this isn't just generosity. It's a golden leash, ensuring loyalty, silence, and stability. And here's what few people realize: those billions don't just sit in banks. They flow through a labyrinth of offshore accounts, shell companies, and hidden trusts. Bermuda, Vanuatu, Belize. The money trail reads like a spy novel. If the throne ever shakes, his fortunes remain locked away, shielded by red tape and international loopholes. And in 2025, the Sultan is reportedly doubling down on new oil deals, tech investments, and billion-dollar partnerships with China. How much is really his? What's his next move in the global energy game? One thing's for sure, this isn't just a royal legacy. It's one of the greatest financial power plays in history. But behind this opulence lies a controversial truth. In 2019, Brunei introduced strict Sharia law, causing a stir around the world. While the people must abide by strict regulations, the question is, does the king play by his own rules? The Sultan's power play, wealth, law controversy. Behind the Sultan of Brunei's golden mask lies a contradiction so stark it could shatter glass. A man who basks in trillions, who throws parties grander than empires. Yet in 2019, he reshaped his kingdom with a law that turned paradise into a prison: Sharia law, raw and relentless. Imagine living in a place where a single misstep, love outside marriage, a whispered doubt about faith, could mean years in a cell, public punishment, or worse. For those of us who've witnessed the world wrestle with freedom and faith, this isn't just law, it's a thunderclap of power, a king proving he reigns above the rules. Brunei, an oil-rich country known for its ornate mosques, made global headlines when it introduced a controversial law that was billed as an effort to restore traditional cultural and religious values. However, the international backlash was swift and explosive. Hollywood celebrities including George Clooney, Ellen DeGeneres, and Elton John called for a boycott of the country's luxury hotel chain, a reminder of the importance of human rights in a globalized world. While Brunei faces many challenges, the story also opens up larger conversations about the balance between cultural identity and universal values in the modern world. Here's where the cracks show: the Sultan doesn't play by his own rules. While his people face the whip for breaking morality laws, he allegedly enjoys a life of excess, secrecy, and indulgence. Luxury palaces, lavish gatherings, and private celebrations contrast starkly with the strict life he enforces on Bruneians. Even in his private jet, every seat is designed for peak relaxation, featuring ergonomic cushioning to prevent stiffness during long-haul flights, because comfort is king when you live above the law. For those of us who've seen hypocrites rise and fall, from televangelists to politicians, this double life is as bold as it gets. Fast forward to 2025, the world hasn't forgotten, and the whispers of unrest grow louder. Social media buzzes with talk of Bruneians tired of a king who preaches piety but lives in luxury. Boycotts haven't vanished, and his glittering hotels continue to bleed money. Yet he still shakes hands with global power players, signing oil deals with billionaires. What happens when the pressure reaches a breaking point? Will his Sharia shield hold, or will the cracks swallow him whole? The truth behind Brunei's trillion-dollar empire, and behind the glittering lights of Brunei's trillion-dollar empire, where luxury and power intersect, there are secrets that have never been revealed. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah is not only one of the richest men in the world, but also a master of information control, running a kingdom where luxury and politics are intertwined in a veil of mystery. Forget the gilded palace and billion-dollar supercars. The real stories lie deep inside the harem of power, where rumors and reality intersect. Over the years, many documents, books, and reports have revealed things that have never been made public, painting a curious picture of how power and wealth operate in one of the richest dynasties in modern history. In 2010, Gillian Lauren's book, Some Girls, caused a stir when she shared her experiences of living a lavish life in Brunei. Stories of parties, connections, and how important people are chosen to enter this world have made the public more curious than ever. But despite the noise, the Sultan's financial empire remains unshaken, with assets worth hundreds of billions of dollars, a figure that challenges any traditional financial system. Interestingly, while the rumors continue to spread, the Sultan still maintains a complex financial network, from oil to international real estate. The money flows not only from oil fields but also from investments in large corporations, cooperation deals with powerful economies such as the US and China. Despite facing much scrutiny from the international media, financial power is still the shield protecting the Brunei dynasty, helping it stand firm in the storm of the digital age. In 2025, when the world enters the AI era and oil is no longer the sole pillar of the economy, what will Brunei's moves be? Will this country continue to be one of the richest economies on the planet, or will it have to adapt to the changes of the times? The question remains to be answered, but one thing is certain: the Sultan's power and wealth remain one of the greatest mysteries of the modern world. What do you think of Brunei's financial strategies? Leave your comments below. Comment below and let's start a debate. And if you love exclusive billionaire stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Watching.